Hey there, dinar enthusiasts, and welcome back to the Dinar Chronicle, your number one source for all things Iraqi dinar, revaluation updates, and global currency news. I'm your host, Ahmed, and today we've got a bombshell of a story that's got the dinar community buzzing like never before. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join our growing family of investors and dreamers tracking the journey of the Iraqi dinar. We've got a lot to unpack in this 10-minute deep dive, so grab a coffee, settle in, and let's talk about the latest breaking news. The State Bank of Iraq has reportedly begun quietly accepting real Iraqi dinar notes for exchanges, sparking wild speculation about a potential revaluation in 2025. This could be the moment we've all been waiting for, so let's get right into it. First off, let's set the stage. For years, the Iraqi dinar has been the subject of intense discussion among investors worldwide. Many of you watching have been holding on to stacks of dinar notes, hoping for that long-awaited revaluation, or RV as we call it in the community, that could potentially transform the value of this currency overnight. The dinar's history is a roller coaster, from its peak value before the 2003 invasion to its dramatic devaluation in the years that followed. But now, whispers are coming out of Baghdad that something big is happening behind closed doors at the State Bank of Iraq. Sources close to the financial sector are reporting that select branches have started accepting physical Iraqi dinar notes for exchange at rates that are raising eyebrows. This isn't just another rumor floating around on message boards. This is a development that could signal a major shift in Iraq's monetary policy. So what exactly is going on? According to reports filtering in from financial insiders in Iraq, the State Bank of Iraq, in coordination with the Central Bank of Iraq, has launched a pilot program in certain regions to allow the exchange of physical dinar notes at specific bank branches. Now, this isn't a full-blown walk-in with a briefcase of dinars and walk-out a millionaire scenario just yet. The program is said to be limited, highly controlled, and only available at designated locations. But here's the kicker. These exchanges are reportedly happening at rates significantly higher than the official exchange rate of 1,320 dinars to the US dollar, which has been the standard for legitimate transactions since Iraq's currency. Revaluation in 2023, some sources are claiming exchange rates as high as 1,000 dinars to the dollar in these pilot programs, which is a massive leap from the parallel market rates we've seen hovering around 1,470 to 1,570 dinars in recent years. Now let's pause for a second and talk about what this means for you, the investor. If you're holding physical dinar notes, those colorful 25,000 or 50,000 dinar bills that have been sitting in your safe for years, this news could be a game changer. The fact that the State Bank of Iraq is accepting real IQD notes, not just electronic transactions or SWIFT transfers, suggests they're testing the waters for a broader rollout. This could be a precursor to a larger revaluation event where the dinar's value is officially adjusted to reflect Iraq's growing economic stability. Iraq's foreign currency reserves are at an all-time high, over $100 billion thanks to strong oil revenues. Combine that with recent reforms to curb black market currency trading and money laundering, and you've got a recipe for a currency that's ready to make a comeback. Let's dig into the details of this pilot program. From what we've gathered, the State Bank of Iraq has selected a handful of branches in major cities like Baghdad, Basra, and Erbil to start this exchange process. The program is invitation only for now, targeting high-net-worth individuals, businesses with significant dinar holdings, and select international investors. The process reportedly involves strict verification to ensure the notes are legitimate. No counterfeit bills here, folks. You've got to bring your dinar notes to the bank, along with documentation proving your identity and the source of the funds. Once verified, the bank exchanges the dinars for US dollars or other major currencies at a rate that's better than what you'd get on the street. This is huge because it's the first time in years that physical dinar notes are being accepted directly by a state-backed institution at such favorable rates. Why is this happening now? Well, Iraq's economy has been on a slow but steady path to recovery. The Central Bank of Iraq, under Governor Ali al-Alak, has been working hard to stabilize the dinar and reduce the gap between the official and parallel market exchange rates. Back in 2023, Iraq revalued the dinar to 1,300 dinars per dollar to address inflation and dollar shortages caused by U.S. sanctions and restrictions on dollar flows to Iran and Syria. Those measures, while tough on the Iraqi people, forced the government to tighten its financial systems, Fast forward to 2025, and Iraq is seeing the fruits of those reforms. The country's banking sector is becoming more transparent, with increased use of the SWIFT system for dollar transactions, as reported by Voice of America in March 2024. The state bank's move to accept physical notes could be a signal that Iraq is confident enough in its reserves and financial infrastructure to start testing a higher dinar value. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the revaluation speculation. The dinar community has been burned before by false promises and scams, so it's natural to approach this news with a healthy dose of skepticism. But the chatter on platforms like X and financial forums is electric right now. Some investors are convinced this pilot program is the first step toward a full-scale RV where the dinar could be revalued to a rate closer to its pre-2003 levels. Think 1 dinar to $1 or even higher. Others are more cautious, pointing out that Iraq's economy, while improving, still faces structural challenges like corruption and over-reliance on oil. A report from Jamar Media in July 2024 highlighted how flawed policies in managing oil wealth have hindered economic stability, which could temper expectations for a dramatic RV. Still, the fact that the state bank is taking physical notes at improved rates is a concrete action, not just another rumor. Let's break down why this matters for the global dinar community. Many of you watching are holding dinars purchased years ago, often at a time when the currency was dirt cheap. If the state bank's pilot program expands and the exchange rate continues to improve, you could be looking at significant returns on your investment. For example, if you bought 1 million dinars back when the rate was 1,460 to the dollar, that cost you about $685. If the exchange rate moves to 1,000 dinars per dollar, your 1 million dinars would be worth $1,000. And if, big if, the RV rumors are true and the rate hits, say, 1 dinar to $1, well, you do the math. That's the kind of potential that keeps dinar investors up at night, dreaming of financial freedom. But let's not get too carried away just yet. There are hurdles to consider. For one, this pilot program is limited in scope. Not every branch is participating, and the invitation-only nature means most retail investors like you and me aren't walking through those doors anytime soon. There's also the issue of logistics. If you're outside Iraq, getting your physical dinar notes to a participating bank could be a challenge, especially with international shipping and verification requirements. Plus, the Central Bank of Iraq has been vocal about cracking down on currency speculation, as noted in a Reuters report from July 2023, where Governor Al-Alaq blamed black market traders for the dinar's volatility. Any move to revalue the currency will likely be gradual to avoid economic shock. Another piece of the puzzle is the international angle. The U.S. has a significant influence on Iraq's financial system, largely because of the dollar's dominance in global trade. The U.S. Federal Reserve has been working with Iraq to curb money laundering and ensure compliance with international banking standards, as reported by Reuters in February 2024. This has led to bans on several Iraqi banks from handling dollar transactions, which initially caused the dinar to plummet. However, these reforms have also paved the way for a more stable banking sector, which could support a stronger dinar. The state bank's exchange program might be a way to test the waters with U.S. approval, ensuring that any revaluation doesn't destabilize Iraq's economy or violate international regulations. Let's talk about the timeline. We're in May 2025, and the state bank's pilot program is just getting started. If it proves successful, we could see an expansion to more branches or even a public announcement by the Central Bank of Iraq later this year. Some analysts are speculating that a formal revaluation could be on the table by late 2025 or early 2026, especially if oil prices remain high and Iraq's reserves continue to grow. Bloomberg reported in April 2025 that Iraq's wheat self-sufficiency is a sign of broader economic progress, which could bolster confidence in the dinar. But don't expect an overnight RV. The central bank has been clear as far back as July 2022 that major exchange rate changes aren't planned in the near term, according to Reuters. Still, this exchange program is the most tangible step we've seen in years.